Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about polynomials. We're starting unit 7. And as you can see, we're going to be learning some different terms. We have monomial, binomial, and trinomial. So if we look at the prefix of each, I think we are able to find out what they mean. First, we have monomial. Monomial means one term. And you can think about Monopoly, there's one winner. Okay, next we have binomial, and you can think about the prefix bi, like bicycle. So that means there are two terms. And last but not least, we have trinomial, and the prefix tri, you can think about triangle, there are three sides. So trinomial means three terms. And what I want to mention is all of these, all of these monomial, binomial, and trinomial, they're all considered polynomial because the word poly means many. So we're going to go ahead and write that on the right-hand side. Polynomials means there are many terms. Okay, so a monomial will be considered a polynomial, a binomial is a polynomial, and so is a trinomial. So I'm just going to give you some quick examples of each, and then we'll wrap up the first section. So here we go. With monomial, one term, you can think of it as 5x squared. So that would be considered one term. And for a binomial, we can have 5x squared plus 3x. Notice how the addition sign here kind of separates the first term and the second term, so there's a total of two terms. And last but not least, we have three terms. We can have 5x squared plus 3x minus 2. Notice you can either have a plus or minus to separate each one, but not multiplication or division. Multiplication will just make it one term. In case you guys don't recognize my voice, this is Mr. Lamb, and I'm now going to pass it over to Miss Wilkie to do the second section with you guys.
Hi, I am Mrs. Wilkie, and so let me talk about the second section here. So let's talk about the degree of a polynomial. So the degree of a polynomial is the largest exponent of any term in the polynomial. So let's look at some examples of that. So example 1, we're going to name the degree of the polynomial, then identify the type of polynomial. Okay, so we're going to name the degree of the polynomial, then we're going to identify the type of polynomial. So letter A, we have 5x cubed. So the degree of the polynomial is just the exponent here. And so that exponent, its degree, tells us it's degree 3. And above, just listening to Mr. Lamb earlier, we talked about monomials, binomials, and trinomials. So looking here, we have one term. Therefore, this is a monomial. So the second example, we have 2x squared minus 7. So the degree of the polynomial is the largest exponent again. So we're looking at the largest exponent, 2. So therefore, the degree is 2. And then we want to know the type of polynomial. So the type of polynomial is we have 1, 2 terms. So therefore, this is a binomial. Bi means 2, binomial. The last example, we have 5x to the 5th minus 3x squared plus 2x. So again, the highest degree, or the largest exponent, is 5. So we're looking at degree 5. And we have 1, 2, 3 terms. So therefore, we have a trinomial. So try out the next 3 problems you try. Name the degree of the polynomial, then identify the type of polynomial. So pause the video and come back, and you can check your answers. So I'm hoping that you tried them out. So for letter A, you have negative 2x to the fourth, that's degree 4, and that is a monomial. Then letter B, you have 3x squared plus 5x plus 2, that is degree 2, and it is a trinomial. And the last one, you have 5x cubed minus 5x, which is degree 3, and it's a binomial. So now let me hand you over to Miss Reddy, and she will talk about the last thing with you.
Hey guys, this is Miss Reddy. The last thing we're going to talk about is how to write our polynomials in what's called standard form. So for standard form, we're going to order the terms. So the exponents are in descending order. So descending order means that they're going from biggest to smallest. So remember here we're only looking at the exponents, not the coefficients. So all you have to do is rewrite the terms in descending order. So let's look at example 2. So here we have the polynomial 3x squared plus 7x minus 5x to the fifth plus 2x plus x cubed. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to go one by one and I'm going to cross out the terms as we write them so we don't write them more than once. So I look through and I see that our largest exponent is 5, and so I'm going to write that term first. So what I want you guys to notice is that this term has a negative in front. So that negative is always going to travel with that term. Since we've written it, I'm going to cross it off. Then I'm going to look for the next largest exponent, and I see it's right here with x cubed. So that's the next term we're going to write. And then I'm going to cross it off. And then I look for the next exponent, which would be x squared. So I'm going to write this entire term next. So notice there's no plus or minus in front of it. But we know that if we don't see a sign, that it's positive. So we're going to write plus 3x squared. And then the last term with a variable is 2x. So I'm going to write that. And then if you have what's called a constant, which is just a number without a variable, that's always going to be last. So plus 7 is last. So you can double check by looking at your exponents. We have 5, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and give this last one a try. We'll check it in about 5 seconds. Okay, so let's check our work real quick. So if you check our exponents, we should have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So our largest term is negative 3x to the fourth. Then we have plus 2x cubed minus x squared plus 7x plus 8. So once again, that's called standard form. So if you look back at what our notes are supposed to look like for today, this should just give you an idea of how we would like you to be structuring your notes in your notebook. So we should have our title at the top, so make sure you have the title. We have a little bit of vocabulary that Mr. Lamb talked about. We have our definition for the degree of a polynomial that Ms. Wilkie talked about. And then we have how to write our polynomials in standard form right at the end. All right, that's all for today's lesson. Thanks for watching.